Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 668, and it is your review of Akira Kurosawa's The Quiet Duel. As always, is there calling here to host the show alongside my wonderful co-host Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful, wonderful Monday evening. And no, this is not a samurai movie, even though the title would make you think it is.
Very misleading, right?
Very misleading.
Yeah, very misleading. Yes, live early on patreon.com/slash the nerdcore at the $1 tier, where you get this episode live streamed to you every Monday at 8:30 p.m. before it drops on Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central Time for the public. Go over and check us out on patreon.com/slash nerdcore at the $1 tier. You get this episode, and then on Thursday you get the episode for Saturday live and early as well. But before we can get into the review, Brad, how are you doing today?
I am doing pretty good, Ro. Not bad. I'm doing all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How are you doing?
A little bummed that I have to watch this movie in like terrible quality with ads. It's just what a piece of shit.
I watched on YouTube. Actually, the YouTube didn't give me any ads.
Yeah, but the subtitles were like
Yeah, they were.
delayed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
That was really the only issue with it.
yeah,
Other than the terrible quality as well brings up. But that was on any system because
yeah.
this
Which I
the
found out there's a Blu-ray for this, Brad.
but
Guess where though?
does it look the same?
I have no idea. But you have one, of course, in Japan, right? What's it called? It's available in Japan. But on January 23rd, 2023, in Spain, they got what's it called? A Blu-ray release of this movie.
But in what quality? What quality if it's the same quality but on Blu-ray, that's not really telling me anything.
It probably is just upscaled. Yeah, like they literally just like probably what they did with Nostalgia from
Uh-huh.
Tarkovsky, where they literally just took the DVD and up converted it to 1080p. And it's just like, cool. It still looks like shit.
Still looks like shit because you didn't do anything to clean it up. But okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, Brad. What
That's
a
gonna be
what a time.
I mean, that's gonna be a gripe right there. That's just a
Yeah,
gripe.
man. Yeah. Um, but in Japan, they put this one out with like a couple of other films. They put Metadayo, this one, at Ran and Rashomon in one little box set.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they didn't think to up the kind of the look of this with all
Yeah.
those other films because I feel like those other films have like they either already looked good or had some kind of cleanup.
I'm gonna guess. So here, well, Brad, I'll read this stuff when we go into the review
Okay,
because
okay,
there's some stuff apparently too.
that's right.
Apparently, this is the
We're
better
still
version.
what year is this? Oh, it's 49. So
Yeah,
y'all
so
are
it doesn't
screwed anyway.
matter. Yeah. So how are you? So other than that, Brad, how you doing?
Can't complain. No
How you
complaints.
playing?
No.
Yeah. I'm doing all right over here. Just worked and just watched this film when I got back. I was starting to fall asleep to the movie, so I ended up turning off my iPad before I knocked out. And I
I
finished up
can't say
the.
nothing. I had to. I was 30 minutes into this and I fell asleep. It wasn't due to the movie though. I was just really tired and drunk.
Yeah.
So
I came back from work and I was just like, oh,
knocked
yeah,
out.
knocked out. Yeah, but yeah, that's the case, Brad. But I hope everyone's doing well. I'm trying to finish up the movie I have left for March Around the World. I got 4 movies left. Now it's when the senioritis starts to kick in, huh? It's like
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah. Like
oh, is
you're
it?
just procrastinating the whole
Yeah,
fucking time.
but I gotta do it because like I gotta finish it. I want to be done with this already.
I need this weather to be done. That's what I need to be done.
Is it really bad out there right now?
It's fucking cold and snowing. Like
Meanwhile,
what the
over
fuck?
here it's like hot, kind of
Well,
hot.
that's the thing is Friday and Saturday it was like beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was like 70
Yeah,
degrees and then the wind kicked up like Saturday evening and that brought in the cold front and this is now it's just raining and snow and it's like what? I thought we were done with this. And so
yeah,
now I'm freezing up here. And I am not
yeah.
happy. Till my heater. I got my heater, so this should be kicking in.
Yeah, man. Um, I'm glad it's not like that over here, bro. But it is kind of like it was like kind of cold in the morning, and then it got a little like humid, and it's like it's all ugly. Yeah, but I mean, can we do, Brad? We can't control it.
And I can't control the weather. Hell, I can't control much.
10 out of 10. Great nap. Could have used a better dream. More like Ripley, less Dominic Mysterio. Yep, yep, exactly, exactly. Um,
I
I
think Stacy is secretly Shauna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah, hey, come on, come on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, bro. But with that said, let's just. I guess we should just get into it.
Going to the not so quiet duel.
Yeah. I have my big stack of like 4Ks and Blu-rays that I need to
I
do in
just
here.
want to go back to the Ray Ripley because the best thing I saw on Twitter about that was this has more angles than JFK's assassination. And I
Yeah,
was like, oh my god.
yeah. I love how we have more angles of this, right? Yeah. Hey man, I watched that a couple times, Brad. Yeah,
I'm
as
sure
you
you
probably.
did and bookmarked it and all that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm part of the 100,000 bookmarks, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how many it's got.
Probably
Um,
more now.
yeah. You know, it's crazy. My friend uploaded a picture of them. Oh yeah, they look pretty good in that picture. And like, I looked at the fucking bookmarks. They have like 23 bookmarks. I'm like, motherfucker, people are actually bookmarking shit here. Like,
Gross.
yeah,
We're all gross.
y'all gotta what's it called? Learn to chill, man. Y'all
I
gotta
gotta
learn to
calm
chill.
down, bro.
Yeah, y'all gotta chill, bro. Um, but yeah, that's as much as I got going on here, Brad. And it's barely the start of the week, and we're almost done. Well, today we conclude it for them, and then on Thursday we're concluding it for the patrons with
Mm,
with the exclusive review. But with that said, I guess we could just get into this, Brad. Let's just
let's
do it.
go.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna be reading a couple things here, man, because is what you would expect.
I
Doesn't have
mean,
much of a description on Wikipedia.
I mean, we joke sometimes. Yeah, it's like one sentence.
This is literally a
It's
sentence.
it's literally one sentence.
Yeah. So, from IMDb, The Quiet Duel from 1949, a surgeon gets syphilis from a patient when he cuts himself during an operation. The doctor's life is destroyed, but unlike the patient, he doesn't destroy others along with him. Written and directed by Akira Kurosawa, along with Senkichi Taniguchi, and is based on the play by Kazuo Kikuta. And the name of the play is The Abortion Doctor. Yeah. Starring Toshiro Mifune, Takashi Shimura, uh, Miki uh, Miki Sanjo, Kenjiro Uemura, Cheiko Nakakita, and Noriko Sengoku, and yeah, and Junsuke Miyazaki, and of course, okay, I guess we keep going here. Produced by Hisao Ichikawa and Suiru Motoki. Music is done by Akira Ifukubi, and cinematography is done by Sochi Aisaka, editing by Masanori Suji, and sits at about an hour and 35 minutes. But because of what's it called, all the ads, I'm pretty sure this is like a 2 hour excursion here. Um, and I'm gonna read a little bit of trivia here. Well, see, maybe I'll read all of it. I don't care. Uh, this film was the first film Kurosawa directed outside of Toho, as it was a co-production between Daiei Studios and newly formed Art Film Association, of which Kurosawa was a founding member. This was Akira Kurosawa's only collaboration with famed film composer Akira Ifukube. The two clashed intensely over creative differences during filming. The film was not released in the U.S. until 1979. Um, the Quiet Duel came in seventh on Kinema Junpo's list of the top 10 films in 1949. This was Wakayo Matsumura's debut. Censors for the American Occupation Forces ordered changes to the script by Akira Kurosawa and Senkichi Taniguchi, especially the bleak ending in which Kyoji goes mad. They were concerned that people with syphilis would be too horrified to seek treatment. uh, well, that's how well it won't fly in Texas theaters. No, no, no.
We won't like our duels loud.
And here's the Blu-ray review, Brad. Uh, here's a Blu-ray review from Blu-ray.com. Like most productions of its era, the video is presented in black and white in an aspect ratio of 137 by 1. The film grain is barely visible with some signs of noise. That already tells you they have a different version from the one we have.
Mm-hmm.
But for most parts, it's cleaned up nicely. Given the source material, black level is average. However, shadows do not achieve its greatest low light detail. The most intriguing element of the Blu-ray picture is the contrast. Kurosawa created a phenomenal lattice work of light and shadow throughout the movie, and this black and white tapestry is paid off handsomely on Blu-ray. It is even possible to pick out damage of the it is even possible to pick out damage in the source material, while some signs of digital noise reduction are visible, such as hints of artifacting. The 1080p definition is delivered with with marked improvement over NTSC versions of the film. The contrast too is preferable in the Blu-ray version, showing how Kurosawa created texture and mood out of complex lighting. So, Brad, in Japan, they got a good version.
Yeah, why couldn't Criterion put that on their site there? Like,
My guess has to be no Toho. That's probably why. Because there probably wasn't like they probably didn't have Toho, and they don't really have a relationship with these what's it called these other ones.
Dai,
Yeah,
Dai,
Dai.
Dai.
Yeah. So that's the case. But Brad, if you want this good looking version of the Quiet Duel, you have to deal with the fact that there are only Japanese subtitles.
Well, that's not gonna work
Yeah.
for me.
But if you buy the Spaniard release, which hopefully would be the same quality, right? Even though it doesn't say anything, you would get English subs in there.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it would only play on a Spanish
This
device.
would Yep, this is a region B locked.
So I would
Yep.
need to get a Region B DVD player.
Yeah, a region B Blu-ray player, or you could, you know, do something that I will tell you about later. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you can buy it for 739 euros, which is like,
That's not
what is
bad.
that? Like
That's
10 bucks?
it's probably like $10 to $15. I would think,
I don't know.
maybe
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the dollar at.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. What's it called?
Mm.
739 euros to dollars. I love how this is taking up the first 13 minutes of the
Yeah,
film.
no, we got to figure out the
Uh,
if anybody
Eight
wanted it.
dollars and 1 cent, Brad.
Oh shit, that's not
Yeah.
bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys like want to actually see this in probably somewhat better quality than what we had to suffer through,
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. All you gotta do is just buy a what's it called, a region free player.
Yeah, which I don't know how much that costs.
Like $200, $300.
Yeah, so yeah,
Well,
so
actually,
if
that's
you,
for a 4K. I think the Blu-rays cost less now. Yeah.
eh,
But with that said, Brad, I do have to say, after all that I'm saying, I think my biggest problem with this movie is the fact that I'm not seeing this in a great quality, in a quality that, to be honest, I would be able to pick out the excellent lighting that Kurosawa was known for, the frames that Kurosawa was known for. But even then, I have to say, this movie is kind of ahead of its time. This movie does cover, diseases like syphilis in a way that I wasn't expecting from 1949. And I have to say, Mifune is really, really good in this movie. To the point where I think he's like his performance is really powerful. Um, but like I said, I actually like this movie quite a bit, Brad. I think that it's ahead of its time and has a lot to say. Like I told you, Brad, in the messages, like I think you could literally remake a movie like this and do it about AIDS or
that's yeah,
HIV.
yeah,
So you could do about COVID. You could
probably.
literally do this about
I
COVID.
feel like I'd seen something somewhat similar to this about the AIDS.
Yeah. But
crisis.
Brad, what are your initial thoughts on the Quiet Duel?
I'm right there with you, Roll. I was not expecting just from the well, not from the Wikipedia, but from the description of it, I didn't know how I was gonna feel about this. I mean, picture quality is damn near terrible for sure, but the story there, the story is great in this, and I think you're right. Mifune does fantastic work, as always. I don't know if I've ever seen a bad performance from Mifune. And I think this is one of the better movies of this month that we've watched, which it kept my attention throughout the whole movie, and it actually brought in a lot of different details, and a lot of different like thoughts about certain aspects. I mean, just how syphilis was looked upon, and everybody who heard the doctor had syphilis was like, "Oh, well, you must just be sleeping around." And it's like, "No, I cut my thumb, and this guy had syphilis." And just goes into like how some cultural things, which to me, I was thinking throughout this, I'm like, wow, this is kind of like, how AIDS was viewed, and it was viewed
Hmm.
as, that only homosexual men could get it, but in reality, like it could be spread to basically anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I like, of course, I think the movie does kind of start off a little better in the first half than the second half. But I think that like it's a really interesting movie, man. Like even like because women always have such amazing performances in these movies,
There's
right?
there's strong female characters, strong written female characters, in every one of his movies. I swear to
Yeah.
God.
I wonder if there's like a book written about the women of Kurosawa's movies because like I think he has like such beautifully written women in his films, and I
Yeah.
think that in this one, it's kind of like, oh, like she's really heartbroken over the fact that she's getting dumped, but like more so the fact that he's not being honest with her
Well,
about why.
he's not communicating on the why, and he's basically, and maybe that's a feeling of being ashamed. Like if he tells, this woman who's, you know, basically been dating for a year or 2 years that he has syphilis, that she'll think of him differently, even though the reason he got syphilis was he was doing surgery on uh, someone who was hurt during the war.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things to like. It's like an onion. There's a lot of things to unpeel here throughout this movie, and that's one of them. Is just a lot of this could have been dealt with communication wise, and the doctor was really going through struggles just because he couldn't say what he wanted to say to this woman, and this woman then just ends up marrying someone else because she can't wait forever. And even the scene when he Shimura in this is also
Oh
great
man,
as the
Shimura's
father.
good in this movie.
Shimura is good.
Shimura
Um,
plays such a great like contrast to what's it called, to Mifune in this movie.
yeah, and Shimura even judges his son because Mifune's his son. It's a father son doctor duo team thing going on, and he judges him because he's like, my son has been whoring around. And then he's like, Dad, I was like, cut myself.
I cut
Like,
myself, Dad.
fucking asshole. And then, like, Shimura's like, my apologies. Like, shit. Foot mouth syndrome.
Yeah. And but once he like starts to understand him, like he like Shimura becomes like a really understanding person, and he's like, why aren't you gonna do this for her? And like, but like, it's like, she deserves to have a life outside of like me. Like she doesn't need to wait for me. And it's just he feels like he feels shame about it. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
He
I,
just
I
feels
mean,
so ashamed.
I mean, because when people talk about syphilis during this time, it's usually because you were having unprotected sex with a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's usually how you got it. Um, But yeah, it's a very interesting film and one you don't normally see from Kurosawa. I mean, I think we've seen like a doctor film before from him. I'm
Yeah.
pretty positive, but this is highly unique, I would say, from
Yeah.
Kurosawa in his choices. So
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed this. It
Especially
was
for
great to see.
1949, Brad. Like look at it, look at this. Like look at like the state of Japan in this time. Like, it's being occupied by the United States, and it's like they're talking about like they had to like put sensors on him and all of these things, and it's like you look at the time, it's like you would you think a movie about like this would come out where like they're being very sympathetic to somebody with like a like that is like to somebody with syphilis, like to the point where they're like making a movie about this. Like it's crazy. Like I don't see a 1949 audience being as receptive to this,
No,
or hell, even an industry like the film industry being receptive to this to
no,
make something like
I
this.
mean, I can't say anything about the Japanese
Yeah,
film industry because I'm sure they were a bit different back in the day than the American film industry, but
yeah.
guaranteed this would not have found any theater to play it probably.
Because here, like you would, if you wanted to make a movie like this, you would have to make it a lot more subtly. Like what's it called? Hitchcock's Rope is literally about gay men, but it's done subtly, where you have to pick up on it, even though it's kind of like there and like you can tell it's about gay men.
Yeah.
But in the 40s, you couldn't outright make a movie about gay men like that.
No, you couldn't be that forward
Yeah.
with it.
Whereas in this, like Kurosawa's being pretty forward about it.
I mean, and we've seen Kurosawa do this before. He's been forward with like drug use and
Yeah.
you know, the horrors of war and all this that throughout many of his films, many of his noirs mostly. His samurai films, of course, are cool and they have their different issues, but his noir specifically, like dealing with more in
Tough.
your face topics. And this is just another case for that. And it's actually, I wish this had like a good quality that I could really look at because I think it would just be an overall beautiful movie in that.
That's what sucks, man. It's like, and like I wish that like all these distributors, I wish all of them would just do what they can to make it possible to bring these movies and protect them and put them with good quality. But like, I don't think that happens, Brad. I don't like.
I I also I think I get where they were coming with the details you were giving on the music. Some of this music didn't really fit to me.
Yeah.
Like some does, but some of it didn't, and now I kind of understand why.
Well, yeah, I could tell like this. I was like, okay, what the fuck is this music? I
Yeah,
was
like
like,
why is
doesn't
this
really fit
playing
what this
during
is.
this?
And to be fair, I mean, the composers he would work with after this, I mean, I think they understand his assignment a lot more than who this composer is. And
Well, and yeah, this composer did the Godzilla films.
yeah, so I think you're aiming for something different here, man.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that was the one thing I was sitting there and I'm like, oh, this music's good, and then it would do something weird, and I'm like, that didn't really fit. Which is really weird for a Kurosawa film, because usually the music fits the scenes
yeah,
very well.
yeah, it's so funny, man. But yeah, man, I like you said, like I said, I really like this movie, Brad. I think it's really good. I think it's
I
actually
think
pretty
it's
damn good.
it's one of the better ones we've watched this month,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah. Nowhere near like some of these other films I've seen from him, right? But like early Kurosawa, like this is pretty damn good.
Pretty really good. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty damn good. Um, like I said though, I think I like the first half a lot more than the second half of this movie. I also, like I said, I think I'm being hard on it because I'm seeing a terrible version of this, guys.
It's
Like,
bad.
like Kurosawa has a certain visual language to him that to not be able to see that, you know, as it should be seen, is a big disservice to what he's trying to say within his movies.
Yeah.
So to not have that available kind of sucks, man. And it
Yeah,
like it fucks with the way that you experience the movie.
and Kurosawa, and especially in his black and white films, depends and uses to the best of his ability shadows and light. And if you get a grainy version of this, which we have, and not great quality version, it's sometimes hard to distinguish what is what. And you're right, bro. It's just a disservice to what Kurosawa did.
Yeah. So what we're trying to say is that some of y'all should just like, Criterion or somebody order a goddamn restoration of this, because like I don't know how much longer this print will survive if it keeps looking like this.
I don't
And
know. I mean, I gotta say, I enjoy the film. I would enjoy it much more if it were to get a cleanup.
yeah, I would probably too. I'd probably say that this is like upper Kurosawa for me if it what's it called if it had a better presentation of it.
Yeah, if you could actually see it, and then you had the
And
subtitles that weren't delayed. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know how much I put that on Kurosawa. I really can't. That's just all we have to watch it on,
yeah,
which
um,
sucks. It just
it sucks. That's just the way it is, man.
yeah.
I'm gonna see what I can do, Brad. I'm gonna see what I can do here. Yeah,
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would like to do if you found a better quality. I would be down to do a watch along.
yeah. A nice little rescreening here.
Yeah,
Um, Um, but yeah, man. I think it's just a damn good movie, man. I think it's a damn good movie, and I think that it's very ahead of its time. Um, and like Kurosawa in this period does make stuff that's like very ahead of its time too, like One Wonderful Sunday and stuff like
yeah.
that. So he's got it, man, and he's got it at this time where it's like. I just like I said, I watched this and I was like, wow, I could not picture this being made in the 40s. Like I can't picture this being made in the 40s.
No, it was ahead of its time on you know, what they were detailing, and so you during the AIDS epidemic, it would be hard to see this film being made for that during that time. It kind of would be hard to like visualize that.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I like this movie. I think my favorite parts are definitely the performances. I think Mifune and Shimura do a great job, and especially the women in this movie are great too.
Yeah.
And I think the ending. I like the ending. I think it works. It works well with him. Like, just it's more so like is he going mad or it's just like this all this stress is getting to him too of like having to like do these decisions and it's like I just I don't he doesn't want to harm people. He doesn't want to harm anybody else, and he wants to take responsibility over over his disease, unlike the person who didn't what's it called disclose that to him.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I wonder if the rounds of shots actually worked, or if that was like a kind of hail mary, hoping it works.
yeah,
Because this was before I'm guessing penicillin worked on syphilis.
yeah, yeah. Also, like it's crazy how like with this one it's like yeah what's it called it's syphilis that we're worried about. It's like and now look at us here, Brad. We're like oh you can just cure syphilis with penicillin now.
With penicillin, yeah, and I mean we know Capone. That's what killed Capone in the
Yeah,
20s was syphilis. So I would imagine they had something in this time frame 20, 30 years after. I would imagine they had
yeah,
something.
yeah. Well, with that said, Brad, what's your final verdict?
I'm going to give the Quiet Duel an 8.5 out of 10.
All right, I'm coming a little bit lower than you, Brad. I'm giving it a 7.5 out of 10. I really like this movie. I
I
think
would
it's
like I would like to see it in better quality for sure.
1,000%. I would love to see this movie in way better quality, and it's a damn shame that it doesn't have any better quality than this.
Yeah,
Because yeah, it's just it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But I'm glad that I got to watch this because I think it's a really really good Kurosawa movie.
it is.
And I'm trying to think. I'm trying to see where would I rank this actually because I think that this would definitely be above some of the ones we watched this month. So I can definitely put this. I think it's
But
just it. Yeah, I
definitely
think it.
above the horse movie,
No, yeah,
the
Look,
TV made for TV documentary.
duck. I think this just goes above the idiot. I think I just have this above below Sanjuro. So yeah, it's just above the idiot, the lower depths, Song of the Horse, the Hidden Fortress, which I need to rescreen, and Scandal and Scandal. Yeah, but well, actually, no, I'm sorry. I have this below the idiot. I forgot that I really like. I actually really like the idiot. Um, but yeah, that's below the idiot. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty damn good where it's standing. Um,
I
like
don't
I
know if
said,
I
I
like this more or less than the idiot. I really like this movie.
I think my both both of these films have the same kind of criticisms where it's like I wish I could see a better version of this movie.
I wish there was like something you guys could do with the quality to make it
Yeah.
so it doesn't hurt my eyes.
And I wish there was something that we could do to find the complete version of the idiot.
Of all 4 hours instead of the
Yeah.
editing mess that it was.
Yeah.
I might put this above that just for that fact is because I know
At least this is a complete movie.
this is Kurosawa's vision. This wasn't some cut up mockery.
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
studio.
Yeah. But yeah, with that said though, we thank you all so much for joining us. This has been our review of The Quiet Duel. And I found it on Blu-ray, Brad, on eBay, but it's the Japanese version, man. God damn it. That Spaniard release isn't available on what's it called, on eBay. You can buy it on Amazon for like 11 euros. Should be
Stacy
like
says
12 bucks.
hashtag Snyder idiot cut.
No, you're gonna get some people on us for that one. Nope. Nope.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hashtag Snyder idiot cut. Snyder
Yeah,
idiot cut in the comments.
yeah.
Post on your Twitter
The only one, yeah, the
at
only
the
one you
nerd
can
core
get on,
underscore.
you can get a bunch of just. There's five different copies on eBay you can get from China, which like with different prices though, and they're all region free. Um, but yeah, you can get like one for 14.99, one for 15.49, one for 14.75, one for 14.98, and one for
That was
15.49.
kind of like this book I was looking at, and it had all these different
Fuck,
fucking prices on it. I'm like,
it's the same
I don't
movie,
know. It's
guys.
the same goddamn book. I'll just choose this one.
Yeah, like why are y'all like why are y'all making it so like different with these prices?
Mm.
What the fuck, man? But with that said, keep up to date with us on our website, the Nerdcore, Twitter at the Nerdcore underscore, Instagram and Threads at the Nerdcore. Our TikTok is at the Nerdcore as well. Make sure you're checking out our Discord. Our link is in the description below. And as always, we would like for you to guys leave a comment. Tell us about this movie. Do you have a way to watch a better version of this? Because we could really use it.
Oh, thank you. I also thank you to the 4 new followers
Oh yeah, yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube. We're
Yeah,
at
thank you to the new
508.
subs. Yeah, thanks to the new subs, guys. I hope it was the Song of the Horse review that convinced y'all to join us.
Honestly, it might have been the
Poor things.
maybe
Yeah,
might have been
yeah.
Poor Things
We know what
or
you.
Invincible. Might have been Invincible also.
Yeah, yeah. I think you guys liked the episode of the Invincible, huh? Yeah, yeah.
I
Y'all
don't
liked
I don't know
it.
if anybody else is covering that.
No, well, no, never mind, Brad. They only have 4 views right now, Invincible. So
Oh, okay. So
what
definitely
a
not part.
drop, bro!
Maybe
From our like
14.
38 views to 4. Like I don't know what's going on with Invincible, y'all. But
Our Shogun's doing well though, so
yeah,
thank you there.
yeah, yeah. And but yeah, of course, thank you all so much for joining us. And make sure you leave a comment. Talk to us. We love to talk with you guys. It's great to always talk to you guys. So just be active with us in here so we can talk with each other. And of course, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss a single review that drops on the channel. And of course, we would also ask you all to drop a 5-star on your favorite podcast app of choice and follow us on your favorite podcast app of choice. Unsubscribing. No new episodes about hero horses.
Stacy's a horse guy.
Yeah, bro. Brad, that video still has 0 views. Yeah,
Even
guys,
Stacy
it's for
hasn't
the
watched it.
completionist, bro. Song of the Horse is for
I
the
mean,
completionist.
yeah, you're not missing much if you don't watch that one. Honestly, it's like, yeah, this is a documentary
Yeah,
about horses.
I'm taking the L on that one. It's fine, guys. I was just for the completionist.
I mean, yeah, that was.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I was for the completionist, Brad.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, when we get to the end, I'll be grateful we did that, so I don't have to do it
yeah,
again.
yeah. Oh
But
man.
even then, it's like, I've seen much worse movies
Yeah, yeah.
than a horse
That's
documentary.
literally what you can get, Brad. Like
I mean,
it's what
like
you
the
get.
cinematography wise, I gotta give it to Kurosawa. Kurosawa don't miss, so
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
yeah. Oh man. But with
Don't
that
talk bad
said,
about my emperor.
yeah. Join us on Patreon as well so you can get this episode early and live along with the episodes on Thursday by patreon.com/nerdcore. We'll be back on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time to do our our mini pod at the $5 tier. $5 to get that. And we'll be concluding our Kurosawa month with The Men Who Tread on Tiger's Tail, which I believe it is one of his propaganda movies. So
So
we'll
it
be
might be
really
the
interested.
it might be his first propaganda movie we talked
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, it's one of his first. This was made during the occupation, which he what's it called? Which he made to what's it called? To is it the Man Who Tread on Tiger's Tail? Who's the propaganda?
I'm pretty sure that's the propaganda.
Yeah,
He had another one about the female factory workers, but I
yeah.
think that was one we
Oh,
couldn't
I'm
get our
sorry,
hands
Brad.
on.
No, his propaganda is the most beautiful, Brad.
Yeah,
The most
I
beautiful.
thought this was a propaganda too.
No, 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 no. This is the most beautiful is the one about the factory workers.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Um, Yeah, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, we're doing the menu trade on Tiger's Tail on Thursday, so go ahead and check that out. But without further ado, Brad, let's get them out of here.
All right, Ron. Thank you, being host as always. Thank you to Stacy for joining us in chat today. Thank you to all our listeners, all our patron supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And to end this episode, um, if you have a disease,
Should discuss that.
tell your partner.
Doctor, partners,
Yeah,
anybody who, like, even the police when they tackle you to the ground or something. Like, yeah,
when you're bleeding on them.
yeah, like.
Jesus Christ. Just young Yoda, let's end it. End it.
Don't get your blood on me.